don't want to start?
No.
Okay.
I'm on Astral Productions, man.
Welcome to Astralflowproductions. We are here with Truthology Breeded. Say hi.
How y'all doing?
Okay. Today we are here to talk about your project, Isolated Minds. But before we do that, I want you to tell.
Can we start over? I feel like I was dry as fuck. How y'all doing?
It's good. It's good. Once again, just running from the top.
Okay.
Enthusiasm.
Keep it going.
Okay.
You're already in, you know.
Okay. Welcome to Astralflowproductions. We're here with Truthology Breeded.
How y'all doing?
And today we're going to talk about his new project, Isolated Minds. Excited. It's going to be interesting. Okay. So before we get started, I know you, but can you tell them who Jordan is?
Man, so Jordan, man, well, it's out there. That's the government, you know what I'm talking about. Jordan is a working man, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm just the man that's on the grind, living the day to day, working a 9 to 5, you know what I mean, and just trying to take care of my family like the average human being, you feel me? So that's the side of Jordan, and he's just a hustler, go get in and provider, man, and that's pretty much who I am.
That's Jordan. Now, tell me how you got your name, Truthology Breeded.
Truthology Breeded. So it came about. I was going through different phases of life from different age ranges. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I started off with multiple different names, from J Money, Don Vanucci, and things like that. So at a point in my life, I felt like I needed to find a name that resonated. And in the midst of that, the word truth was always in my head, but I just never had anything to put with it.
Mm-hmm.
So the word ology, I used to study a lot in the midst of me being in the class, biology class. So I took biology out, and I was wondering what that meant by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Put it together. Then I created the word breeded with it. And I always told myself that standing behind it is to be true to myself and be true to others, because how I represent myself plays a big part on how people will see me.
Right.
So
I feel like that fits you perfectly.
Appreciate that.
Okay, so let's talk about Isolated Minds. Tell me about it.
So Isolated Mind is a mixtape that I dropped this year, early this year, 2026.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite projects, actually, to be honest with you. I think it's about 13 tracks long.
Mm-hmm.
Isolated Mind is pretty much an intellectual project, speaking from the heart, you know what I mean? Giving different life experiences, hoping that it resonates and it teaches people a lesson through different songs that you can navigate through the project and listen to.
Okay, so I listened to it, of course. Tell me, to me, it sounded like you were reflecting. You had like a mindset shift for the more positive. It was that like intentional, or was like the idea, like is already a story behind it? Was it just like, I like these tracks and this is just what I'm feeling? Did you write all these? Did you freestyle them?
So for me, I'm gonna break it down to you in order with the questions you asked. The positivity part of it, it was intentional. You know what I mean? Majority of the songs on there, they are emotional in the sense of the situations and circumstances that's explained through it. And a lot of times, the people, when they hear the track, if you hear the title, see the title, you kind of get a feel like, oh yeah, just the title alone is going to be an emotional song. So in the midst of that, I wanted to give people the best of both worlds. Yeah, this is what happened. This is what I went through. But on the flip side is, through every trial and error, a trial and error is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I wanted it to be a learning lesson where in the end, you got something from it. That's the positive.
Mm-hmm.
You learned how to become more wiser from the situation rather than sitting in it and dwelling on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, yeah, the positive part was it was intentional, along with the negative that starts with it.
Yeah.
As far as writing, or did I freestyle? That project actually was freestyle. It came naturally. The beats that belonged to the major artists that I was doing remixes to, they came naturally to my soul. So it made it more easy for me to freestyle to the beats and come up with something that's really my life.
Mm-hmm.
So all the songs was freestyle, and yeah, it's one of my favorite projects.
I like it because just when I talk to you, or if I need your advice or something, you always basically like, is there a solution? Then you be like, what you gotta worry about? And I'm like, I felt like that whole project was like similar to that advice. Just like, you can be going through some of these phases and stuff, but at the end of the day, if it's not a solution, we can find one. If it's not meant for us to do, and we gotta keep pushing.
Yeah, that was my whole intention. Through the songs on that project is to get a solution up out of it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Because right now we're in a day and age where people, and it's no shade to society of people who live like this, but a lot of people rather complain rather than fix, right? So for me, I was taught, well, a crying dog looking at the ground ain't gonna get nowhere but hit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if it get hit and it lives off of that first hit, what you gonna do after the second one? You know what I mean? So for me, it's like keep your head up, pick your head up, and that's what the project is to resemble.
Mm-hmm.
Some may hear it and only get sadness from it, but there's a solution behind it.
Mm-hmm.
The situation take place, but every circumstance can be fixed if it's fixable.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not fixable, it was meant to learn from it.
Exactly. And you can always reframe things to a positive point of view.
Thank you.
So, one thing I noticed listening to most of the songs is like before like you actually really start going, you say a little something at the beginning or end. Was
Mhm.
that like intentional or is that just like something you do before you start to flow?
Um, you talking about like the introductions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the introductions were they were intentional. They were meant to be there. The purpose for that was to make it resonate. You know what I mean? Uh, I feel like if I would have just started songs, some people may not been able to grasp it, but to bring it to realization where it's an introduction that shows you the point of view of it, it makes it that much more easier for a person to be able to relate to it and be like, okay, I can understand this or I've been through this. So it makes a lot more sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much trying to get a point across to the people. And for me, when I do music, I take my music serious far as how I'm trying to convey to the people. I don't want to just drop something and then a person hear it, but they don't understand it. You
You
know
want
what
it
I
to be
mean?
clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next question, I gotta count. One, two, three, four. Four of the tracks were
Mm-hmm.
voicemails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the one that stood out to me specifically was track four because it felt genuine. Um, why is that one your favorite?
So track four, that was for the in the end. That was introduction for the song in the end,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. Which is one of my favorite songs, talking to the Most High. The introduction for that, it started off with a partner of mine praying for me, which
Mm-hmm.
was shout out to my boy Hayden, brother man Hayden. Um, he came through for that. Uh, for me, I feel like it was a need. You know what I mean? For those who believe in a higher power and the Most High, you know what I mean? It was more so something that I felt I needed in real life. You
Mm.
know what I mean? Going through trial and error and situations, and at some point, I wasn't able to get that. You know what I mean? So to be able to come across a person who seeks the Most High um, more than me, you know what I mean? To be honest, I felt like I needed to add that to the track for those who feel they need the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So not trying to get religious or spiritual, but that's what it was really about. You know what I mean?
Cause I was gonna say some of the other voicemails did sound more like people was being nosy, like
Hmm.
I ain't heard from you, what you doing, and then his felt like genuine because he was like, I haven't heard from you,
Yeah,
which makes me feel like something wrong. So just in case there is, I'm gonna pray for you either way.
yeah. And I also wanted to make sure that it matched with the song, because in the song I'm talking about getting right with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And tired of sinning. You know, and despite me being tired, I still sin every day. You know, but yeah, I just wanted it to resonate and make sense. And like I said, shout out to my boy Hayden for coming through on that. So
Okay, so live advice. What would you tell people like the difference between people who call to check on you out of love compared to those who call like with an agenda or just to know?
when actually, those who call with pure intent, they genuine. You know what I mean? I would say I would call it mental thoroughbreds. You know what I mean? Because they're mentally thoroughbred. You know what I mean? They're doing it from the heart, and they mentally thought of me to do that with no with no
Nobody else did.
with no other intent that's against me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So the opposite of that, you know, ungenuine, fake, phony, you know, nosy, just looking to be in your business so they can make you a topic of discussion. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's that's my take on that.
Yeah. Okay, so now I want to ask you a bunch of questions about specific tracks, the ones
Okay.
I like the best. So the first one I really like was disloyalty because it just feels relevant. How do you feel about disloyal behavior and how do you handle it?
Man, you know, my thoughts on disloyalty, I don't like it. Uh, I don't like it at all. It's something that I try to deviate away from having in my character.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? You're responsible for your own representation and presentation. You know what I mean? And it's like Christmas. You're either gonna be a gift to somebody or you're gonna be the opposite of that. You know what I mean? Which in return they're gonna not appreciate you.
Right.
You feel me? So for me, I always felt like I don't want to live life as a detriment.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So uh, disloyalty to me is something that I frown upon, and I've been through a lot of situations where uh, disloyal behavior was showed to me. You know what I mean? So majority of my project stems from that. You know what I mean? And by the way, when y'all get a chance, April 25th, 6 p.m. Disloyalty music video, man, official music video, man, shot by my boy What's the Wave, man. What's the Wave podcast, man. Son of the motherfucking waves, man. I appreciate you, my boy, for shooting that. Y'all make sure y'all chime in with that. I just wanted to say that, man. So definitely gonna be some real shit through them lyrics that you may hear through that. If you resonate, man, drop a like and a comment. I appreciate that.
Yes. Okay. So I have a question. You said when you detach, people get confused. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah. So getting detached where people get confused on most of the time, the people who get confused when you detach from them are those who use you, right? So people who have agenda to benefit for self, right?
Hmm.
They're the ones who usually get confused with me. So like, if you come into my life and it's only to benefit you and to gain something from me, but in reality you really don't fuck with me, and I catch on to it, and then I don't fuck with you no more and I detach. Well, they'll try to flip the narrative sometimes in life, and they'll be like, "Well, you acting phony, you switched up,"
Like you just stopped talking to me.
you know. But it's never really the real people in your life that feel like that. It'd be the people who's in your life trying to gain from you.
Right.
So a lot of times it's just another form of manipulation to make you feel like you wrong for not dealing with them no more.
Right.
So a lot of times people get it confused to where I might not address shit. I'll just sit back and watch. Oh, okay, cool. And I'll just cut ties because it confuses them because I didn't address it. If some things don't need to be addressed, I'll just leave you
Some
alone.
things do not need to be addressed.
So that can cause confusion because they don't think that I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read this correctly. You said only loyal for royalty. What does that mean?
Okay, so that was on my that was a verse off of the Disloyalty Project. So what I was trying to say is some people are only loyal for royalty, and in the midst of that, I'm trying to say pretty much it goes back to what I was just saying. People will be loyal to you to a degree if it's a benefit, right?
Hmm.
So like let's say you Astral Flow Productions, right?
Hmm.
And then let's say somebody tries to come a part of your production, right? But they see your production blew up. All right. Well, they only coming in because they may be able to benefit from it, right?
Hmm.
Well, whatever the benefit is from that, to them that's the royalty, right? So they only loyal for royalty. It's being fake. You feel me? It's not really being pure or fucking with you on a genuine level. It's to benefit them.
Okay.
So that's what I was pretty much saying for loyal for royalty.
And that is track two, disloyalty. I promise I'm not going through all the tracks. They're just in order. Track three. There's no track four on here.
Okay.
Stay alive. Just listen to that song. Just tell me where you were in your head when you did that one.
Man, Stay Alive. It's a very sensitive, significant song to me. Stay Alive, when I had did that song, I was really going through a life and death situation. You know what I mean? Where I was literally trying to stay alive. I'm gonna fight for my life. At that time, the only thing I could think about was my mom. You know what I mean? Uh, and so, in the midst of that, when I was recording, I freestyled that so naturally because the event that I was facing, and it came like running water. You know what I mean? And so, I was in a fucked up place. You know what I mean? And I was praying every day. You know what I mean? And wondering if I was gonna see the next day due to the circumstances I was facing. You know what I mean? So, Stay Alive, that came from a real place of pain and survival. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So out of the first track 2 and track 3, which one's your favorite?
That's a hard choice. I'm gonna be honest. Out of Disloyalty and Stay Alive, man,
I'm still gonna go with Disloyalty personally.
I'm gonna say Stay Alive just because the realization that I was facing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, Stay Alive.
Okay. Now number 5. You know what it's called? Don't look at my paper.
My own tracks. Stay Alive.
Track 5.
If I am mistaken, I think track 5. In the End is number 4.
Nope. The voicemail is number 4.
So okay, so In the End is number 5?
Yes.
Okay. So number 5 is In the End.
Okay. Yeah, this one was the LL Cool J?
No, LL Cool J beat, that was Unloyal.
What? Love You Better. Who sing that one?
Love You Better? I don't got that beat on that project.
You're right. I said that was that energy. That's me. What is that? It remind me of that song. What beat is that one?
Unloyal?
No. 5.
In the End?
Yeah.
That's Common and Mary J. Blige.
Boom.
Common and Mary J. Blige, yep. That's In the End. That was a song that they did, the original.
Okay.
And I always loved that beat since I was a teenager, and I told myself one day I would do something to it.
And you did it.
Believe it or not, In the End was in my head since my early 20s.
Like all the words?
The chorus and hook.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And why you've written music since then?
I have.
Why did you not put it on paper?
I have. I written music back then, and I used to freestyle. I started off freestyling.
So why are you just now using them lines?
Hey, time is of the essence. I guess when time is meant for things to happen, they happen. Sometimes it ain't on our time. It's when the time is meant.
Okay, what's track 8?
Track 8. Oh man.
You just said it too. We was just confused 8. With it. That's
track
the beat I was looking for.
8, Unloyal.
Yes.
Unloyal. Yep. That's my overall favorite out of all the songs.
On the whole project.
Out of the whole project.
I'm not gonna. What was the message? Okay. That's what I want to know. What is the difference between Disloyalty and Unloyal?
There's no difference, to be honest with you.
Okay.
They both the same.
Okay.
Unloyal, believe it or not, is not even a real word. So I had did Disloyalty first.
Wait, and like if I looked in the dictionary, it's not a real word.
It's not a real word.
That's fucked up.
So it'll show up, but there's no meaning, no real meaning, right? So what it was I needed a title for this song. Okay. So I was like, damn, I need to think of something. The word unloyal came to my head on some random fluke, right? Okay. So I said, all right, let me title it that. But I recently, after I dropped the project, I went to go see if the word exists. It'll show up, but it's not a word. So that
means I can spell it however I want to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it also made me feel like, well, shit, you just created something.
Yep. So, now it's a word because it's the name of a track.
Yeah.
Okay. So I like the chorus. Can you say the chorus for us?
Yeah. Unloyal, they ain't really my friends. Unloyal, they weren't loyal at all.
That's probably the only time you're gonna get Jordan to sing.
I ain't no R&B artist, man.
You a rapper?
No.
What are you?
I'm a life teller. I tell my life. Yeah, I'm just a storyteller, man, telling my
Okay.
life, man. I'm not a rapper. I rap, but uh, I'm more of a storyteller slash poet.
Okay.
I don't, cause I'm not, I don't consider myself a lyricist.
Uh-huh.
I'm more a spoken word type. You know what I mean?
I
So
feel that.
when you listen to my music, it's kind. If you're looking for a nigga to be, me to be lyrical, I can be, but I'm more so spoken word. So
So do you write most of your songs or you just freestyle most?
as of today, no, I freestyle.
Okay.
Back then, with old music, I was writing.
Okay. Which one you prefer?
Mm, It depends on what I'm going for. If I really want to take my time with something and get a message across a certain way, I'll write.
Hmm.
Uh, if I'm just trying to get through and express myself and get my point out there, I'll just freestyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next is track 12. I liked it because it's self-correcting, accountability.
Okay.
So it just felt very introspective and like you just taking responsibility for your part in whatever is happening. So the line, the Lord trying to correct me, but it's up to you to correct me. Can you explain that for me?
Yeah. So the Lord trying to correct me, but it's up to me to correct me. It's pretty much meeting Him halfway. If you ain't gonna put in the effort, why would He? You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what it is. It's like, okay, well, how can I expect the Lord to do anything for me if I'm not even willing to put in the work? You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So it's more so me self acknowledging and holding myself accountable. You know what I mean? And in order for me to get what I need from Him, I need to put in the work first.
And how important do you feel like accountability is in personal growth?
Accountability is everything. Yeah, that's everything. That plays a big part on a person's character. You ain't got that, then you pretty much don't got too much of nothing. You can't be trusted.
That is
So
very true. Now, the only time you answered the phone was on track 13.
mhm.
Why? What happened? What changed?
so like I was saying then in the beginning, behind every message that may come off sad or emotional or negative, depending on the listener, I wanted there to be positive at the end. So throughout my life, I'm trying to live a better path for the Most High, not trying to get spiritual, religious, and none of that. You know what I mean? But uh, it was to pretty much show people, okay, yeah, I went through all these different circumstances through this project, but somewhere down the line, I still found a way to pick my head up and be there for someone else
Hmm.
rather than me dwelling. You know what I mean? So it was more so also overcoming the situations. You know what I mean? So if you listen to that outro, you will even hear me tell him, like, you feel me, when he was talking about him going through a situation and I was going through a situation, I told him, despite that, I'm gonna say a prayer for you.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's pretty much understanding that behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. You either gonna stay in the dark or you gonna find your light. So for me, that's what the message was supposed to convey, and I hope people get that from it.
Okay. So we have Isolated Minds.
Uh,
We got a music video for Disloyal.
yes, yes.
What else are you doing?
So I got Disloyalty dropping April 25th, 6 p.m. on the YouTube channel, Truthology Breeded. Shout out to my boy West the Wave podcast, man, for coming through on that production. Uh, then I got, for the summer, I got um, Summertime Freestyle, where I freestyle to Fabulous's beat called Summertime, was inspired by his song. So I did my own version to it. Uh, got a video for that. Shout out to my boy West the Wave Productions. And then Self Correcting has a visual coming as well. So, trying to get people diverse music.
You gonna answer the phone in the video?
Man, you know what? Probably in one of them,
Okay.
or not one of my future songs. So yeah,
Which one was it? You said your what was his name? Haitian. That was on four.
Brother Man Hating, yeah.
If you record somebody doing a voicemail, it got to be that
Yeah, it's good. I plan on getting him back on, man.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna be back on.
Okay. So I know you personally.
Yes.
What else besides the music? Because you do other stuff. You do art. You cover art.
Mm-hmm.
You do producing. So what else are you doing?
So right now, Gaining more knowledge in the digital art area. I love doing art, creating things. I feel like it helps your mind exercise in many different ways. Uh, I got two books that I found that I wrote when I was a teen. So I got inspired to revamp those and add to them now that I got older. So I'm gonna try to
Publish?
publish. I'm trying to learn to publish and try to fix those up. Um, Other than that, try to learn how to make beats. Try to push myself to learn the business side of things. You know what I mean? So just trying to gain knowledge in different aspects, and I got a lot of stuff on the way.
I got a cousin who got a book published if you
Sure.
need to know. Okay. So, anything else you want to say to the people?
Yes, y'all could be on the lookout. Got a production brand that I'm starting up. Truthology shot it. I'll be getting into the filming as well. I forgot to mention that. I used to do a little bit of filming back in the days, not too much. Also got a channel for y'all under that name. Truthology shot it on YouTube and Instagram. Any upcoming artists, man, if you got any audio work that need to be posted, you know what I mean, trying to look for a platform, tap in, man. You know what I mean? But
What's the digital art one?
digital art, that's truth underscore GFX.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my artwork channel. So you need art, truth underscore GFX on Instagram.
Okay, and that's all we have. And then I have you next time for our Shoshin project.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Appreciate y'all having me, man. Y'all be on the lookout, man, for Astralflowproductions, man. A dope brand on the way. Got a lot on the way, and they're gonna have a lot on the way. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe to them, man. On the flip side, man, y'all make sure to show love to What's the Way Productions, man. They both got it going on right now, man. If you ain't there, you're missing out, man. You feel me? Uh, you can find me, Truthology Breeded, on YouTube and IG, and I appreciate all the support humbly. Thank you.